I'm Tim Hurley. I'm the founder and managing partner of Think Media Partners. In the final section, I'm going to describe what exactly is meant by a content continuum, how companies can develop them and refine them over time. And I'm also going to highlight 3 or 4 great examples of companies or organizations that I believe are currently creating a powerful content continuum and achieving their content marketing goals.
What I'm going to talk about today is a really exciting concept we've been developing for clients called the Content Continuum. And the idea is, how do you create sustained awareness for your sales force, for your company, for your investors, for your employees, through the content continuum? What is the content continuum? What is it? What isn't it? It's not who has the most followers. It's not a blogger who's gone off the reservation. There's got to be a commonality, a common set of messaging that is tied into all the other aspects of the communications group. I'm sure as marketers, many of you are producing all this type of content as we speak, but it really can run the whole gamut. Blogs, podcasts, video, etc. And who participates in the continuum? Well, I think you can make some assumptions that it's the marketing department, it's your sales team, maybe it's your channel partners. It could also be friends, foes, and followers. So these are the 3 phases. On syndication, I think you're probably all familiar with that terminology. My view, or our view on it, is syndication is a good starting point in terms of how you get your content out there. It could come in the form of RSS feeds or white papers that you're asking people to register for. You might be syndicating it out on third-party sites where it's a paid model. But I think the most important thing about content is it can't be found. It's not going to make you money. It's not going to draw customers, prospects back into the buying cycle. Here's some what I would consider widely adopted best practices in terms of how you can get your content out there. Everything from ranging to better utilization of your email signature line, direct mail. But syndication, I think, is kind of getting surrounded now by what I think is one of the hot new buzzwords in terms of marketing for the last 2 years, and it's content curation. There's a lot of definitions out there. What is content curation? Some are calling it simply editing. Another name for social media might be no more than just sort of setting up Google alerts, following some blogs that you're familiar with, commenting on those blogs, and then starting your own blog, and then start to curate content. The exciting thing about curation, I think, it's happening as we speak. You're all tweeting, you're all emailing. The most important thing and most critical thing is consistency of message, consistency of distribution, and what is it that we're trying to say to the marketplace. So how do you get going? Here's a checklist that I tried to put together to make it as succinct as possible. I think first step out of the gate, who are your content contributors? Who are your curators? Poll your stakeholders. What do you want to see from us? How often do you want to see it? What mediums would you like? Is it video? Is it blog? Is it Twitter? And use all of those inputs to develop the strategy. And once the strategy is baked, begin to editorialize. And then track it, measure it, figure out what content is being consumed, how do you adapt it, and then you repeat the entire cycle. There's a couple of examples that I wanted to share, one of which is a Think Media client. Others are just organizations or companies that I think are doing content particularly well. HCL Technologies is a Think Media client. They're a large global services company that competes with IBM, Deloitte, Accenture, and they put together a campaign middle of last year, and it's called CIO Straight Talk. And what Straight Talk is a collection of content that they've created and they've produced in concert with their customers. And they put together this campaign as a means of getting closer to the CIOs within their customer and prospect base. They're extremely well known at the director and sort of VP level within IT organizations. They wanted to elevate their game, and they put together this piece of content, and it's been extremely successful. As they were launching it, they then quickly launched a YouTube channel. Right after the first of the year, they ran a collection of live events. They then also started their Twitter stream, and in the US, just last month, they ran a couple of events co-branded with CIO Magazine and Computer World to help them bring in more CIOs from their prospect base. Coincident with all that was a PR campaign where we're taking all the content, byline articles, thought pieces, distributing those out to key targets. You see a couple of the examples that are here. They got great feedback on the content itself, and this was really compelling. Gartner Group, which I think they almost never do this. They put together a vendor spotlight on HCL and what they're doing and how they're repositioning themselves as the CIO's best friend, with the Straight Talk content really being resonant and a big focal point of that.
So thanks for viewing today. Again, I'm Tim Hurley from Think Media Partners. Appreciate your time and attention today, and I hope you've learned a few things.